Settling in to the seat away to our left, Michael McCann will pick up commentary. Good afternoon, Michael.
Good afternoon, Mark. You join us here on BBC Radio Kent at a beautiful day at Beckenham, a day set, ready-made for out-ground cricket. And we have Tom Curren coming up to bowl to Robert Key, and that is left outside off stump, as Geoffrey Boycott would say, a good leave.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, this, because with Luke Fletcher's back spasm preventing him from bowling, they're going to have to do this with Curren and Dunn. But they've had this for in 3 of the first 4 games of the season, they've been a bowler light due to injury when they've got into the game. But Dunn, to me, looks like he's just come out and bent his back after lunch.
And he comes in again, right arm over to the right-handed Key, and that's outside of stump. That's a big flash and missed on a village green. You might hear someone say, strike one there.
But yeah, I think what the chat probably from Surrey was, and probably from Kent as well, in terms of batting and bowling, was get out there and be positive after lunch, because the pitch looks to be playing pretty well. Batsmen are looking to play some shots, and bowlers are going hard at the batsmen.
You sense the afternoon session's the best for scoring runs. It's Curren into Denley again, another leave outside off stump. Tends to be the most profitable session in any day of cricket, doesn't it?
Definitely, and I think the pitch has been dry throughout, but I think it's getting better. What will be very interesting is to see whether it breaks up or not for tomorrow. The talk from the players is it is getting better. So today might be the day to bat.
It's sad to see that with Luke Fletcher as well. He did bat very well this morning as Curren comes in again outside off stump. That's pushed nicely through the covers, but well fielded there. The ball trickles to the man at mid-off, which is Zafar Ansari. You want to be careful with him fielding. Direct hit before lunch. One to watch out for if you're taking your quick singles.
Yeah, poor old Luke Fletcher. I think it's worth remembering as well, he's on loan from Nottinghamshire. So Nottinghamshire don't want him doing anything that will stuff him for T20 and everything else he's got for not.
Yeah, absolutely. As Curren comes in again from the Crystal Palace end, that's outside off stump. That's left alone by Denley, watchful. And that concludes that over. It remains 60 for 2. It's a maiden. North East is on 4. And Denley is on 21. You'd probably just about rather be Surrey here, would you say, Mark?
Well, yeah, I think you would at the moment, because the other thing is Surrey with this batting lineup will back themselves to chase anything. But they know that probably tomorrow's not going to be as straightforward as today with bat in hand, because it's the final day and the sun will be out today for most of the day, we think. And if the pitch breaks up, then Riley could come into play tomorrow. But you would rather be Surrey at the moment, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a world-class guy like Sangakkara who's at 4 as another over starts. Dunn comes in, and that's prodded into the offside by the new batsman Sam North East for a dot.
Definitely bending his back here, Matthew Dunn. He's just cranked it up since lunch.
Yeah.
I think the chat would have been from the captain, give me 5 overs.
Yeah.
Bend your back, let it go. If you can pick me up a wicket, fantastic. Go and have a break, and then we'll bring you back a bit later.
You'd think there's going to be a long spell of bowling for the spinners this afternoon, Ansari and Batty. As Dunn comes in again, right arm over, and that's a full ball and blocked back up the pitch for another dot. Good little spell of pressure, this coinciding with my commentary stint. 8 dot balls to start. I'm sure Surrey fans will hope that's some kind of omen.
Well, what Surrey will look to do here, it's the age-old thing, is dry the runs up. Because Kent came out and were looking to be positive after lunch. They've lost Rob Key, and just try and build the pressure up by just drying up all the runs, because Kent know how important it's going to be to get some substantial lead.
Really aggressive field too. 4 slips here for Dunn as he comes in again. Out. That's down leg and that's prodded. 2-second slip, but dribbles along the ground. Certainly not an aerial edge of any kind. Then you've got a man at point, a man at cover. You've also got one at mid-on, and then coming round the field, you've got one at mid-wicket as well, and then long leg. Surrey will feel like now, if they can get, as Geoffrey Boycott would say, just a couple more quick ones, they can really take control of this game. And Dunn looking to do that as he charges in from the northern end. As my summariser has already mentioned, bending his back, comes in right arm over. Up to the wicket to bowl to Denley, and that's flicked nicely off his pad into a vacant area at mid-wicket. He's going to get at least 2 here. They should get 3 on the arm. And nope, it's gone for 4. That's a lovely clip off his legs by the one-time England international. And the score moves on to 64 for 2.
And the field's set up at the moment to try and get him driving without those feet moving. He's only just got to the crease, and his first scoring shot was his first ball, running it down to third man.
It's Dunn coming into north-east now. Might one day be an England international, many are saying, and that's outside off, and that's pushed into point.
That's the length, though. That's the thing.
Yes.
He's trying to push him back, and then get the fuller one, see if those feet get moving. And very well played by north-east.
Absolutely. In his number 17 shirt. Seems to have been something that's come in from football, hasn't it now? The days of 1 to 11 have gone.
Yeah, I think they all have their squad numbers. For some bizarre reason, they all have numbers that they like.
I think it started in T20 really and has progressed into this format. That's Dunn coming in now, right arm over. And that's pushed nicely into mid-on, to the right hand of mid-on, and they scamper through for a quick single. North-east moves on to 9 not out at the end of that over. 19 overs gone. 65 for 2 here at beautiful Beckenham.
Yeah, I would say that next 2 hours could be the game here, because if Kent can bat well and get through this, they'll have added, I don't know, what, 60, 70 perhaps. But if Surrey can nip out another couple here, then all of a sudden everything changes. And it'll be very interesting to see when Gareth Batty brings Ansari into the attack, because Dunn's bowling nicely at the moment. What he doesn't want to do, he knows that Dunn's going to have to come back and bowl him another spell.
Yeah.
And Matthew Dunn's a fit boy, but as I say, it could be the old, just give me 4 overs, 5 overs, where you just give it absolutely everything. Then we'll give you a break, we'll get Ansari into the attack.
Yeah.
And you come back a bit later.
Mark Church with the inside track on Surrey's bowling plans. As it's a new over with Curren coming in. And there's an appeal for a catch. The field has seemed relatively certain down the leg side. But Sam North-east did not look particularly like he felt like he'd nicked it or was going anywhere. And it was given not out.
Yeah, I'm not sure Tom Curren was that convinced.
Yeah.
He started appealing after Gary Wilson went down to his left. I wonder if it's just brushed the thigh guard or...
It always seemed like a Mexican wave of an appeal. The keeper went up and then the slips went, go on, we'll go up, and the extra cover went, go on, we'll go up, and then Matthew Curren kind of stood there. Tom Curren even stood there and thought, maybe I should go up as well. As that's pushed into the offside nicely, the batsmen are going to get 2 here in the vacant gap at cover. Another nice shot from North-east, just capitalising on it. It was that full length, wasn't it? But maybe just a bit too much width there.
Yeah, I think Curren's getting the ball just to shape a touch to the right-hander, and Sam North-east there just sort of squirted away out into the offside. But I think what Surrey are trying to do here, which is exactly what Kent would do in this position, is just build some pressure up, just make life as tough as possible for the batsman.
67 for 2 here. As Curren comes in again from the Crystal Palace end, right arm over, and that's flashed by North-east. Beautiful shot. It's through that cover region that he had just hit the ball through, but he's timed that one much better, bit more width, and he's cut it through there for 4 runs. And the score moves on to 71. Very quickly updated scoreboard here. Very nice to see. And North-east is 15 not out. He's almost caught Denley already. He's come out, and it's what you were talking about, Churchy, playing very positively.
Yeah, I think on here you have to really. All the batsmen have said that you never quite feel in on this wicket. So if you get a scoring opportunity, you've got to take it.
And Curren comes in again. That's a much better ball. That's a full length swinging, and North-east guides that down with soft hand. It goes straight to the man at gully, but along the floor. The score remains 71 for 2.
Good crowd today. I think this is the biggest crowd that we've had over the first 3 days. The weather will play its part in that, but I think a lot of people have taken an extra day off work for the bank holiday.
Got a very decent smattering of spectators here. As bowlers in again, that's driven. Beautiful drive through the offside, and he's going to get 2 at least here, North-east. They should get 1 on the arm. They do. So that is held in by Ansari, just short of the rope. He gets 3 more. He's on to 18. He has almost caught Denley, who remains on 21. He hasn't quite found his touch yet. North-east scoring at above a run a ball here, and the score is 74 for 2. But most importantly, the main figure we need to think about, the lead is 64.
Yeah, and that's not enough by any stretch of the imagination yet for Kent.
Not at all. Although I don't think Kent were planning on losing their last 8 wickets without an extra run mark. Curren again. Right arm over. And that's a straight ball, back of the length. Pushed into the mid-wicket region where a man fields, and that's a dot to end the over. 74 for 2 off 20 overs. Good scoring rate here.
Well, again, I think that you're seeing it from North East. He's come out straight away and he's looking to score runs. Not just prodding around, he's looking to score around his first ball down to third man for 4. He's
absolutely
cut one for 4, driven one
18 or 14.
Yeah, and it's a good way of doing it. It's you know, a sort of a premeditated thought of, if it's there, I'm going to try and put it away.
Maybe his on-field skip, he's come out and thought, I've got to really set an example here for my players to follow.
Even though Key's gone, we saw it from Denley straight away after lunch.
Absolutely, and it's done coming in. Already got 2 wickets to his name. Bending his back, and that's nice and fast, but it's outside off stump. And North East has kept the strike through that. 3 in the last over. Leaves this time outside off stump.
You're saying that both sides bat a long way down in this game. There's still a lot of batting to come for Kent.
We saw today with Surrey, Curren and Fletcher. Both going into the 20s, both look very comfortable. But on a valuable 36 for that last wicket, they might be slightly disappointed they couldn't quite get to that 3rd batting point for 300. As Dunn comes in again. That's straighter, and that's pushed through mid-wicket really nicely by North East. And he's going to get 1 mid-on fields round to his right.
Yeah, it looked a long way away yesterday when Dom Sibley went at 170 for 7, Surrey then. So still, they were 112 behind, or whatever it was.
Absolutely. This has been a fantastic game in terms of showing the value of 4-day cricket over 3-day cricket. It gives a game a real chance to develop a narrative and a story, swinging one way and the other. As Dunn comes in, outside off, and that's driven beautifully. That is a fantastic piece of cricket from Joe Denley. That is the kind of form that saw him one day many years back opening the batting for England.
Yeah, for England, of course.
And goes for 4 through extra cover, and he moves on to 25. Him and North East in a little battle between each other.
Well, he's a super player, Joe Denley. A duck in the first innings, but he's been in terrific form this season.
I think his talent's never been doubted, has it? It's always been between the ears.
I think he went a little bit, had a bit of a rocky patch, but...
That's done in again. That's a good Yorker, and that's dug out. That's pushed out to point for no run. It's a really good ball there from Dunn. He's really probing here. He's really getting his pace up. He knows that Surrey are a little bit dependent on him here for some wickets. Got 3 for 65 in the first innings, including getting Cowdrey and Darren Stevens for a duck in that middle order. He can be such a dangerous player.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just checking where his front foot's landing again. Gareth Batty's just come across and he's scuffing up, so that there was a long chat just before lunch about he was getting very close, I think, to no balling, and Rob Key was even involved in that discussion.
And in comes Dunn again, outside off, pushed back to the bowler, and nice bit of aggressive cricket there from Dunn. He picks the ball up and he feigns to shy at the batsman's end. Dunn didn't seem particularly interested. He was busy marking his guard, but I'm sure Surrey fans will have enjoyed that positive intent to come out and get some wickets.
I'm just watching Ansari at the moment. He's warming up, so this might be the last one for Dunn.
He comes again. Nasty fast bowler, and that's down the leg side, and that is going for what looks to be 4 leg byes. Slightly stray delivery, clipped the pads, looked a little bit harsh on the keeper Wilson there. Wasn't really much he could have done about that, to be honest. And it flies away for 4 runs, and that completes Dunn's over. And as we've just said, potentially his spell score is 83 for 2 off 21 overs. Sam North East has 19, and Joe Denley has 25. If you're just joining us here on BBC Radio Kent, BBC Radio London, and online, Kent are 73 ahead after Surrey garnered a first innings lead of a meagre 10 runs. That came through adding 42 runs today for the loss of their last 2 wickets. Batty was LBW to Coles for 13, and Fletcher was LBW to Stevens for 23, and Tom Curren made 26. Some good lower order resistance there, Mark. And it could prove very valuable, couldn't it?
Absolutely.
In such a tight game like this.
Well, 170 for 7, still a long way away.
Absolutely.
From parity. And then to get a lead was a terrific effort from Surrey. The runs have flowed since lunch with that wicket of Rob Key. 48 have been added since lunch. So the runs have flowed. Our answer comes now because Zafar Ansari is into the attack from the northern end of the ground.
Yes, not one batsman hasn't really got in and put their stamp on this game within innings yet, have they?
Well, I think that shows what the pitch is like.
Yeah.
Is that no one's gone on and got 100. I said this morning, if someone goes on and gets 100, they'll probably win the game for either side.
Absolutely, yeah. Zafar Ansari comes in with his left arm off breaks, and that's pushed to mid-on. There was a slight interest in a single, hence my pause, but in the end the batsman thought better of it. Again, you'd think, judging by what we've seen from North East so far, he's going to try and go after Zafar here. But in comes the spinner again. That's outside off, and that's a good length ball. Pushed away for a dot into the offside.
The one thing that Ansari will like the look of is there is a bit of bounce. It's slow bounce, but there is a little bit of bounce for him. Of course, trying to turn the ball away from the right-hander.
It comes in again, and that's outside off, and that's pushed. It goes to the left of mid-wicket, who was scampering round, and the right of mid-on, but mid-wicket did just enough by running across to put the batsman off thinking of trying what might have been a slightly risky run.
You think we probably see a double change of Batty from the northern end.
Yep. Ansari bowls again, and that's short outside off. And North East can just rock back and push this to the man on the deep offside cover boundary for a single. He moves on to 20, and it's 84 for 2. In that first innings, Key and North East got 89 and 73, and there was a point where it was 100 and 82 for 2, where you really thought Kent could put 400, 500 on the board here and control this game, but they didn't. And that's a good length ball as Denley faces his first ball from Ansari, and that's a dot.
I think Surrey were pointing out last night, 41, 45, 42, 37. No one's gone on.
Yeah, absolutely.
For either side yet.
And for Kent, aside from those 2 half-centurions, very little contributions on the rest of the card, as another dot completes Ansari's first over. The score is 84 for 2. As we've just said, a really engrossing game of 4-day cricket, really. Well, as soon as one side looks like they've got the control, the other side comes back and wrestles it back off them.
Well, I think it's 2 very evenly matched sides.
Yep.
And I think it's a good pitch. And it's just sort of ebbing and flowing throughout. It's bubbling up very nicely to a good conclusion either way. So I think it might end up as a draw, but I think that we're looking at we'll probably get a positive result either way out of this one.
The groundsman deserves great credit for this sporting wicket as well. Creates a much better contest than 500 plays 500 and then a truncated declaration final day.
All the players have said the same thing, that if you're a bowler you think you've got a chance, if you're a batter you think you can make runs, which is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And a beautiful setting as well here in Beckenham. Ground recently redeveloped as well. As Dunn comes in, he's going to have one more over just to bend his back, and that's well driven by North East. 2 mid on, a really good stop there from the man. So the over begins with a dot. Well, maybe we're better not speculating on when his spell's going to finish.
Well, I think this will be his last one, unless he picks up a wicket.
In which case he might think, go on, I'll have another.
Yeah, but I would expect Batty to probably come on with the next one from that end. He's come in, he's torn in, he's picked him up Rob Key.
Well, a really, really good spell as well. It's a snorter.
Yeah, it
was. Key, wasn't it?
It was a real. It came from nowhere. I think that was the problem.
Yeah. Still a very aggressive field. 3 slips for Dunn. He's up to the wicket now and he bowls. That's driven by North East. A lovely shot on the back foot, on his tippy toes. Drove it through the offside, and he's going to get a couple for that. Got 3 slips. Man at point, man at mid-on, and then short mid-wicket saving the 1, and then long leg. So Surrey still say very much chasing wickets here, as they should be when they've got a guy like Dunn on. He's already got 2 to his name. He had Beldrum and LBW for 9, and Key caught behind for 16. either side of the luncheon interval. He's into bowl again, and that's wide down leg side. It hasn't been called a wide, but it was not a particularly great delivery. A good take there from Wilson. Reminiscent of one of those you see them do with the trampolines to practice their diving.
Yeah,
He had to be
very, very good take from Gary Wilson away to his left.
had to be at his athletic best to get that one.
Absolutely.
Swinging further down leg as well,
Yeah,
after the ball's past the bat.
He's a very good keeper, Gary Wilson.
Dunn comes in. That's a lovely shot from North East. He just strayed onto the pads again, and North East used the pace and just clipped it away through mid-wicket for 4. Score moves on to 90 for 2. We are in the 23rd over, and Sam North East has 26. He's still going at a run of ball here. He's really set his stall out to be positive, and he's just overtaken his partner Denley, who has 25.
Yeah, he's brewing nicely here as Sam North East. He's just come out straight away and been very, very positive. And it's a good way to go, this, from Sam North East.
Providing some good entertainment for a very decent crowd here. Great to see outground cricket thriving. Dunn comes in again. That's back of the length on middle stump and prodded to mid-wicket for no run. And as we've said it before, but we'll say it again, the most important figure is the lead, which is 80. 10-run first innings lead for the visitors here. And you'd think there's going to be a result. The question is, which way is it going to go?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what Kent think they need here.
Yeah.
I've no idea.
I'd say a minimum of 250, you'd think.
Yeah, that would be the figure I'd have in mind as well.
It's done in again. Bending his back. That's a good Yorker, and that's well kept out by North East there to conclude the over. Good battle between batsman and bowler, but you have to say North East has won that one.
Michael, thank you, sir. Lovely to have you with us.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
No, it's been fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
I will pass you into the capable hands of Matt Cole.